Now, the Business Secretary, Jonathan Reynolds, who you heard in Daniel's report just now, was visiting the British steel plant at Scunthorpe today. The workforce there had been welcoming tonight's arrival of the raw materials vital for keeping its blast furnaces alight. From Scunthorpe, Amelia Beckett reports.
It's a delivery that breathes new life into the UK's last remaining blast furnaces. Coking coal arriving on the shore this morning, bought by the British government, in a bid to keep Scunthorpe Steelworks still firing. And for workers leaving the plant this afternoon, a sense their jobs are no longer on the line.
It's been news we've waited for years, and not just for the steelworks itself, but for the country. We've been so suppressed over the last God knows how long, but to see that there's a little bit of faith put back into our industry is just absolutely wonderful.
A lot better.
Yeah?
Well, they need to keep it out of foreign hands. Definitely there, because they're just robbing us.
The materials have arrived today.
Yeah, I've seen them moving all the coal. Seen them in the ultra-class dump trucks, yeah.
It had been a race against time to secure these materials after the government passed emergency legislation to take control of the plant from Chinese owners Jingye.
How long have you all been here for?
Today, the Business Secretary was in town to oversee the arrival of this precious cargo. And while he was clear to stress it secures the plant's short-term future, this is a site Jingye claim is losing £700,000 a day. And questions still remain over who will take that on.
What we need for the long-term future of British Steel is that private sector partner to work with us as a government on a transformation programme. That might be new technology, new facilities, that might have a different employment footprint. The staff here absolutely know that.
Since the government took steps to control this plant, Beijing has accused them of politicising trade cooperation. But while Jonathan Reynolds said the situation with Jingye has led him to look at Chinese firms differently, he did not rule out working with a Chinese company here in the future, something unions now urge huge caution over.
I think that the situation that we found ourselves at British Steel should be a huge warning against allowing foreign state ownership of huge infrastructure projects in the UK.
So do you want to see nationalisation here then?
Absolutely, I think nationalisation is the next logical step.
The decisions made about this steelworks seep into the very fabric of this town. Today, a sense of reprieve. The question now is how long will the government pump in money here to ensure its long-term future? Amelia Beckett, ITV News, Scunthorpe.
This, as Amelia says, still leaves unanswered the question of British Steel's long-term prospects and indeed Chinese involvement in them. Let's go to our political correspondent Harry Horton at Westminster now. Harry, you heard workers in Amelia's piece there. There is caution, isn't there? I mean, how likely is it? Could the government actually pair up with a Chinese firm going forward?
Well, the Business Secretary, Jonathan Reynolds, today said that the steel sector was a sensitive one, and he said that the government would look at partnering with a Chinese firm in a different way. But speaking to other people in government today, they say that this issue was about one specific Chinese firm, and they don't think it sends out a wider message about wider Chinese investments. The government is definitely very wary of upsetting Beijing, but I think, to be frank, given what's happened over the last few days, it's unlikely that another Chinese firm would come forward to partner on British Steel. Chancellor is keen to explore closer ties with China as a way of boosting economic growth for the UK, but many MPs are pretty concerned about Chinese investment in infrastructure projects across the UK, things like airports, energy companies, water companies, for example, as well. And they say, look, there's a big national security risk that comes with Chinese investment, and you only need to look at the extraordinary events of the last few days to show you the risk that you may take on.
Okay, Harry Horton in Westminster, thank you.